This is Seawolves. Storm or not.
Good day and happy midterm season. Welcome back to another installment of Seawolves Storm or Not. I'm Chris Kimella. A reminder that our show is a collaboration between students at the School of Communication and Journalism and our colleagues at the School of Marine and Atmospheric Sciences. So today is the last day of February and the beginning of a steady mix of sleepless nights, tons of study sheets, and if you drink it, plenty of coffee. But we didn't need any caffeine to keep us awake this weekend. The big news coming from Ukraine will do that. Our generation has never seen a real war of this magnitude in Europe, but now there is one raging on. Perhaps there is a little light and hope, however dim, coming out of peace talks at a special gathering of representatives from Ukraine and Russia in Gomo, located in Belarus, just north of Ukraine. They may be discussing peace at a special meeting, but Kharkiv, Ukraine's second largest city, reflects a grisly reality. The Russian army is decimating buildings and maybe lives. Elsewhere, many areas of Ukraine are still burning. The Ukrainian army remains undeterred and is putting up a tough defense, but that doesn't stop the Russian Air Force, which is commanding the skies. As these satellite pictures show, the Russian army deployed a massive 3-mile-long convoy of tanks and trucks, each aimed at the heart of Ukraine, its capital city of Kyiv. Some Russian troops are repulsed by the Ukrainian warriors.
Go back home. You have nothing to find here.
Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky agreed to today's peace talks but will not be attending. Instead, he is busy rallying his country against the Russian invaders. As we speak, there is an emergency meeting of the General Assembly in this Congress of 193 states, and Russia does not have a veto. Some may be asking if Vladimir Putin is a war criminal. For thoughts on the matter, I spoke to Professor of International Law Juliet Passer.
He will be undoubtedly, because what is transpiring right now is we can't really call it civil war because Ukraine is a sovereign state. So it's an outright military invasion by one country of another country.
Although Putin's justification for entering into Ukraine is convoluted, what remains crystal clear is the horrific nature of what soldiers are committing. Many students are on the side of Vladimir Zelensky and the rest of Ukraine. Now, to hear a non-political take, we turn to our weather reporter, Justin Mitzelmaker, giving us the latest on these sporadic temperatures. Justin.
The last day of February is definitely looking sunny, but it's really cold. We're expecting this high of 34 degrees for most of the day, and then we're going to get to a low of around 25 degrees. But the main problem for today is this wind. It's coming from the northwest at 13 miles per hour, and it's going to bring the temperatures down by a lot. It's something known as wind chill, and we're seeing it a lot this winter, as we do every year in the Northeast. That's all from out here. Stay tuned for the 7-day forecast later on in the show.
It might be cold, Justin, but you still look sharp in that red sweater. Now on to an even sharper sports report from our Sports Storm team, led today by Heath Kalb. Heath?
Thanks, Chris. And while our winter teams are still playing through the grim news from the America East Conference, our spring sports are now over a weekend and they are rolling, bringing newfound energy. Our softball team has started the season taking part in the Florida International University Tournament, winning their first 4 and losing the finale against South Dakota 3-1 yesterday. One name to remember is junior catcher Corinne Badger, who put up a bonkers stat line in this tournament, going 6 for 12 with 6 home runs. That's right, 6 home runs and 11 RBIs, including this game-winning 3-run jack against FIU. She went 1 for 21 last season, so whatever she did over the offseason, I'd like to know. Our women's lacrosse team is ranked 4th in the nation and is coming off a 20-3 rout against Dartmouth yesterday here at Kenneth B. Laval Stadium. The club, led by Kaylin Hart and Siobhan Rafferty, are now 1-1, with their lone loss coming at the hands of the Syracuse Orange, one of the lone 3 teams ranked above them. They have one of, if not the hardest schedules in the country, as just in their next 3 games, they play the 7th-ranked Florida, 6th-ranked Northwestern, and 24th-ranked Johns Hopkins. Our men's lacrosse team hasn't been too shabby either, going 4-0 to start the season, and is now receiving votes to be ranked in the top 25. And as we begin March, we have another jam-packed schedule of events. For instance, we have our swim team at a regional championship, both men's and women's basketball are wrapping up their regular season, and baseball has its first home game on Wednesday. We'll all be on the call on WSB 90.1 FM. Get your fix of baseball in now with the Seawolves, as we don't know if the Major League Baseball will start anytime soon due to the ongoing lockout. Back to you, Chris.
Well, thanks, Ethan. It may be heresy, but I was never too fond of baseball. During the spring, I'd much rather prefer a good book and an outdoor lunch with a view. It's all about perspective. And for some on next week's weather, we turn to our meteorologist with the mostest, Skylar Day Harmon. Skylar, am I going to need shorts one day and then a parka the next?
I think your outfits are going to be pretty consistent this week, Chris. Monday, we already talked about, it's going to be sunny for the rest of the day, but it's going to feel a lot colder than it is. Tuesday, we do have a high of 46 and a low of 36 and some clouds. Tuesday is the start of meteorological spring, which runs March, April, and May. Wednesday, we have a high of 49, low 35. Thursday, still sunny, high 44, low 37. Friday, high of 39, low 30. Also sunny. Saturday and Sunday have about a 50% chance of rain. On Saturday, a high of 44 degrees, low 37. That rain could turn into snow depending on how the temperature works out. As for Sunday, it's probably going to remain pretty consistent with rain. Still a 50% chance, high 53, low 35. Back to you, Chris.
Thanks, Skylar. Well, that concludes our time together today. And although these are incredibly stressful days ahead of us, if we can judge what's happening with K-12 education right now, we may be finally saying farewell to facial coverings. And that all depends on the SUNY system's leadership in Albany. As I've learned in all my years as a New Yorker, predicting Albany's next move is much more difficult than the weather. Thank you for joining us for Seawolves Storm or Not. I'm Chris Kimella.
This is Seawolves, Storm or Not.